For the past 4 years, 2015 to 2018, over 27 women groups in Luwero District have benefited from the Women Economic Participation and Rights Project. The project was implemented by the National Association of Women's Organizations in Uganda, NAWOU, in partnership with the Association of Women Lawyers in Uganda, FIDA, and the Eastern African Sub-Regional Support Initiative for Advancement of Women, EASI, with support from Forum for Women and Development, FOKUS.
The project had 3 output areas. The first one was women have increased ability to claim their economic rights. That was led by FIDA. We were looking at the rights of women in terms of economic participation, but also looking at all those other intervening variables that affect women's production. Then women organized in influential and sustainable groups, that was ours, looking at promoting women's agency, equipping women so that they can work in a group and be able to produce and market as a group, but also be able to influence and advocate for those other things that affect the rights of the woman and the girl. And then EASI was working on issues of access to market, national, and eventually we were looking at being able to get into the regional market.
As a result of this project, over 810 women have been economically empowered, and this is manifested through increased women ownership of businesses, increased incomes both at household and group levels, increased acquisition of assets, that is land, buildings and livestock, and women running legally registered businesses.
We trained women on modern farming techniques. We support farmers with inputs. We give them improved seeds. Women have always been participating in trade fairs, agro-based forums. We've had intergroup, visitations where they get to visit each other to learn the best practices of successful farmers within their areas.
Lydia Cheyune is one of the successful beneficiaries of the project. From a shy housewife, largely dependent on her husband as the main breadwinner of the family. Joining a group and getting training under the project has helped Lydia become a family and community leader. She has been able to transform this 15-acre family land into a model garden, growing coffee, cassava, matoke and other crops.
Nali nkola okuveda nayenga siteeka munyo manyi kutunula nti business kale ngeri munemiro nayenga ninga atalaba. Naye kasa FIDA ne NAWOU ne EASI bajja ne batuyigiriza business eyo munimiro okwongera ku mutindo bintu otunda ekintu kyo nojja sente mwana tunenzukuka ne bogo ya namuwanga baana ne balya nayengera n'ogaba naye kati olwero mmanya nti omwezi gundi kati guno omwezi bogo ya mutema n'entwala ne bamutunda wali ku dduuka omununusi 2 kati lero ndi mitwala 2 mwejo mwesatu naye nga NAWOU ye yagira ki yatutraining ebyo amatooke n'okutandika okugatunda kagamba okulima ebintu ebiri ku mutinda ate eby'omulembe n'okunoonya akatale kandi kumpi bwe wati naye nga simanyi naye nawo olwansomesa kati buli kimu kyonna kyonna ekiri mu nnimiro kirina akatale wano.
Her family is now food secure and she earns handsomely from the different crops from her garden.
Amatooke gano ogalaba buli wiiki nteekwa okutunda emmere tekka wansi wa mitwalo 7. Mu wiiki zentunze obutuuzi nyinza nteeka okutunda enkota eziwera 7. Kwanze nzitunda wakati w'ogumu ekitundu, gumu kakaaga, 2 kitundu n'emitwalo 2. Zino ze mwanze nakungula ku sizoni. Ezinogeddwa. Zino ensawo ziri ensawo 4 mu 5. Mbadde njagala ebbeeyi ng'erinnyeemuko. Muveemu obukadde nga 10 eba 11.
Money got from farming has enabled Lydia to set up a thriving business of buying and selling sofa sets and a goat rearing project. Together with her group, they have big plans that include expanding the piggery project to accommodate over 300 pigs and setting up a big shoemaking factory.
The project ey'ebizite tujja gikomya wano. Ffe twagala wadde ekifo kino nga bw'okiraba kyonna kyagulibwa nga kulundirawo. Twagala tutuuke mu mbizzi oba nga 100 enkoko eŋŋanda tugenda kulunda tugenda kuzimba wali kureira ekiyumba kikyo nakyo mukirabira ebirooto bikyali tukyakirina ekyokwongera okuexpandinga okugira okweyongera wamugazi.
Before the project, Katumba Deborah used to grow crops mainly for subsistence purposes because she thought it was not profitable to engage fully in agriculture. Training in proper agronomic practices has enabled her reap big from pineapple growing.
Okuva mu training batuyigiriza okusimba ennaanansi ng'osimba wano fuuti emu n'ekitundu okuva ku line okutuuka ku line, fuuti 2 n'ekitundu okuva ku line ebbiri zino ezisooka ne tudda wano. Ate ne bw'oba okoola nga osika omuddo ettaka lino eriri eno n'eriri eno n'oyongera ku nnaanansi n'etesobola kugwa. Ennimiro eno erimu obukadde nga 3 n'ekitundu, naye ate bwe njiraba esobola okuleeta obukadde 7. Ngenda kuzimbira muzeeyi wange, ennyumba ya muzeeyi wange ebadde egenda kugwa. Namaze okuyiwayo blooka zonna buli kimu, ntandika okuzimba. Ntandise okuzimba enetera okuvaayo mu musingi. Nawona ate ewange ngenda kuzimbawo ennyumba eyange ey'amaka. Ate nasobola okusasulayo akatundu ka poloti akalala.
Training in business management and proper record keeping has helped the women groups to invest in sustainable projects. Nachintuba Nura, a single mother of 4, has been keeping records since she started her poultry project. She knows exactly how much she has put in and what she expects to earn.
Okusomesa bya record keeping. Mwe najja kino n'okubeera nga nsobola okuba nti nina ekitabo weekiri nga buli kyenfulumya nkikola ki, buli kyennyingizza nkiwandiika ne kyenfulumizza nkiwandiika. Nsuubira okufuna amagoba nti ne bwe nnaaba ntaddemu obukadde 4 olw'ensonga nti zibiikira omwaka mulamba okuva lwe zitandika. Aye n'okusinziira ku faamu gye nazijja mu Yugakiiki, Dokita waayo ankakasa nti zibiika 9 ku 100. Kiba kitegeeza ki? Nti buli lunaku mu nkoko zino 3 bwe mba nfuna tray 9, mu nnaku 10 ensawo y'emmere gy'emala nga zirya gyentabula mba nfunye tray 9.
She is also keeping a cow that gives her 10 liters of milk per day and rearing goats. These enterprises have enabled her to run her home single-handedly. From her goat, poultry and piggery projects, Nalwanga Allen has been able to buy this plot of land which is registered in her names. She is one of the over 80 women under the project that have purchased land with proper legal documentation, indicating full ownership of land as a key factor in production.
Nebaza nnyo Katonda ku lwa management ya NAWOU ne lwa sponsor waffe wa FOKUS kubanga NAWOU yenfudde kino kyendi. Natandikira mu kibiina bino ebya Village Bank ne ntandika okusavingayo sente zange. Olwasooka na saving emitwalo 3 ne nsobola okutandikawo project y'embizzi. Kati embizzi ne zigenda nga zikola kizikula ne neyongera okusavinga nga savinga emitwalo 2 omwaka gwagenda okuggwako nga ninawo akakadde kange. Nasobola okwongerako embizzi zange zaali zikuze, embizzi zange ne zitundamu zaali embizzi 2 nga nnene bulungi, embizzi zange ne zifunamu akakadde ne nsobola okwegulirayo poloti ya bukadde 2. Kati awo nina enteekateeka ey'okwagala okuzimbamuko ku nnyumba z'abapangisa.
Like in most parts of the country, people with disabilities in Luwero District are marginalized and discriminated against, with women suffering the most. Under the project, women with disabilities were targeted and given financial literacy. The women are now able to make money, save and invest in small businesses that are turning their lives around. Today, Luwero women with disabilities are well organized through a village savings and loan association group that extends microfinance support to its members for development agendas. The group, with a membership of 28 women and 12 men, is also growing and adding value to mushrooms as a joint business. These members have been able to turn their fortunes from being dependents on handouts and wallowing in self-pity to responsible members contributing to the growth of their families and community.
The disabled are the poorest among the poor. So women we are really suffering. We couldn't even get loans because they used to think that we will not be able to pay back the money. Now members brought us trainers. Women we are really eager to learn how to grow the mushrooms. This is a project which is done at home. It doesn't need a lot of movements. So it is easier for people with disabilities to be run. We pack these mushrooms so that we add value to them. Second, when they are packed, they don't become bad. They take time.
30-year-old Nakato Agnes, a mother of two, like many other members of the group, started her own business of making school bags and wallets of different sizes after taking out a loan from the group's savings. With the financial training she got, she has been able to run the business profitably, proving that disability is not inability.
Nawo byenkoledde bannaye nzidda nga simanyi nti banange nsobola okukozesa engalo zino. Nga simanyi nti oba nsobola okukozesa obwongo bwange. Naye nawo bwe yajja negamba nedda. Bw'okola bw'oti osobola kukola bw'oti. Nti bw'ofuna olugoye bw'oti osobola okukolamu ensawo mu lugoye lwo lw'oyambadde nalwo osobola okukolamu ensawo. Kye nali simanyi nti nange nsobola obbikola. Kati sawa zino funa ssente mpeera abaana bange. Apa naye nawo kati luli eri nga nze okubeera mu bantu. Mbeera waka. Tebaga nti waliwo program waliwo omusomo nze nga sisobola gendayo kubanga mpulya netya nswala naye kati nswala n'okugera mu kibiina eky'abantu abangi.
The project also targeted people living with HIV/AIDS, another marginalized group in Luwero District. Nakaketo Sudat is the chairperson of Bombo Women Living with HIV/AIDS, comprised of 30 members. Through the support from the project, she has been able to rally members to grow their business of making beautifully designed bags from beads to meet national and international standards.
Ensawo zino ziri mu sizes ez'enjawulo nti buno obusawo obutono tubeera ku mitwalo 4.5, zino zibeera ku mitwalo 5.5 ku mukaaga, then money pass ziba ku mitwalo 2, buno bwa mutwalo 1.5. Ba overseas ababa abantu abalina akawuka abaana nabo tubasiseeyo ne tubaleeta ne tubeera nabo. Baklanti baffe babadde abaana babasomeseza mugana amasomero ga bonna basome naye kati tuyiza okulobinga tunoonya sponsorships nti omuzadde bwe bamuwa sponsorship ng'alina okugula omufaliso alina okugula ebitabo by'omwana akisobola luli ekitabaddeewo. So project etuyambye nnyo nawo etuyambye tukutteko nnyo okubeera nga tuyiga okulobinga era project tuyinamu ensawo eziwerera ddala.
Lobbying from NAWOU has enabled the group to access a grant of 5 million shillings from the government, which they used to start up a shoemaking business. Women groups have also been supported to venture into processing and value addition to maximize production and increase profits. Groups are engaging in processing juice from pineapples, mangoes, hibiscus, and winemaking. Marisa Beverages in Wobulenzi Town Council is made up of 32 organized, efficient, smart and professional women producing juice and other byproducts from hibiscus flower. Support from the project has transformed them from producing juice in a crude way to being certified by Uganda National Bureau of Standards.
Before the 3 organizations came in to help us, we were really badly off because we were not even working from here. We were just having a small room, some room in my home. We were lacking capital and we were lacking knowledge. We used to spend a lot of time processing 12 dozens of juice and we only had 1 saucepan. Even the market was still low and we had some inferiority complex. How shall we go to the market? When they came in and they gave us the necessary knowledge, then we felt we were able to register the organization And then NAWOU came in also to help us. How do we market? Yes, they came in to help us. Let's improve on the standards. We got a pasteurizer after them seeing that we are toiling to make the juice. So they gave us a pasteurizer. So in just one production, we can now make 48 dozens of 300 mils per production. And for the bigger bottles of 500 mils, we can make 29 dozens per production.
NAWOU Women's Development Group is made up of women from the Nubian community gifted in making crafts of different types and designs. Traditionally, they used to weave crafts for home use and to be given out as gifts, but with training from the project, they are now making crafts meeting international standards.
We were making our crafts what we feel like, the type, the size, but when the project came in, first training was from IASI. They really trained us to make products which fit the market, the color. For us, we could make our own colors. But when they trained us, we changed from the size. We are making quality products of all sizes. We are not making what we want or what we know. Now we are making what the market needs. Because we were exposed, we went to Lugogo. I've been in Uganda here. I had not got a chance to go for that exhibition there, but this time we went there and we were exposed. We went there with our products. Products were bought and we got a lot of contacts. There is a very big demand and we are having a lot of work.
As the project draws to a close, women are grateful for the strides they have made under the project, but appeal for continued support for their businesses to be able to stand on their own.
If now FOKUS says, we are leaving you here, it will mean that you have left your son at the almost end. So we still need them such that panel beating.
As a sustainability measure, NAWOU has supported these women groups to form 13 primary cooperatives under one umbrella network, working closely with the district and line ministries to ensure these groups keep benefiting in terms of access to grants and markets. The project also trained the groups in leadership skills, good governance, and conflict resolution, which will ensure longevity of these groups. By empowering women to know their rights and improve their economic, political and social status, Women's Economic and Rights Project leaves behind a lasting legacy.
They now know where to go to, they now know what to claim for, and how to claim for it. They now know that they have a right to, co-share. They now know that they have a right to participate economically.
So these women are doing things that are seen, and they have uplifted their families in terms of education, in terms of healthcare, in terms of increase in incomes, in terms of harmony in the family. We leave behind women from grassroots who are doing businesses for themselves without having to depend on any male relative in the family. Women with very little education who are able to borrow money from the government and pay back in record time. So that legacy is what we leave behind.